Hey everyone, it's Toki, and in this video I'm going to be drawing Katseye fan art. But instead of drawing the girls in their raw human beauty, I'll be drawing them based on the creatures that their Monster High costumes were modeled after. First up is Sophia, whose Monster High persona was based on the Manananggal of Filipino folklore. The Manananggal is believed to be a beautiful woman who, at night, takes on a grotesque form. She detaches her torso from the lower half of her body, leaving her entrails exposed, and large bat-like wings sprout from her back so she can soar through the skies quickly to search for prey. Oh, what is that prey, you ask? None other than pregnant women. She will enter the houses of women carrying their unborn babies at the dead of night, and while they're asleep, the Manananggal will use her long, tube-like tongue to suck the fetus out the womb through the mother's belly button. While fetuses are her main feast, she'll also occasionally seduce lonely men to feed on their organs. Reading about the Manananggal actually reminded me a lot about the Sukuya from Dominica. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my video about making characters for my own Disney movie. But yeah, it seemed really similar, especially when I found out about the Manananggal's weakness. You see, when she detaches her torso at night, her lower body just stays where it is. And if someone finds it and sprinkles salt or garlic on it, then she'll be unable to reattach herself. If her body is still separated when the sun comes out, she'll be destroyed. And that just sounded really similar to how you have to throw salt on the shed skin of the Sukuya to keep her from putting her skin back on before the sun fries her. Actually, both of them sound like less glamorous variations of vampires.
You know it's a vampire when you can kill it with seasoning.
Anyway, I had a lot of fun drawing this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Next is Lara, who is my favorite member of Katseye, along with Dani. Lara is a Rakshasa, who are powerful shape-shifting beings with fangs protruding from the top of the mouth, sharp claw-like fingernails, and prominent horns coming from the skull. They are often described as having monstrous-looking faces and are depicted as ferocious man-eaters who prey on humans. Because of this, I tried my best to make her look quote-unquote monstrous, but I don't really think I did that as well as I could have because I still wanted it to resemble Lara at least a little bit, and Lara is just so beautiful. I don't think it's a possibility to make her look like a legitimately terrifying monster without it just not looking like her at all. But I think I made it look unsettling enough. Female Rakshasa are also said to use their shapeshifting abilities to transform into strikingly beautiful women, so I suppose I could have just drawn normal Lara fan art and said the Rakshasa had done that with her powers. The third member I'm drawing is Dani, my other fave. In the Fright Song video, she was a werewolf, which is fine, but I wanted to see if there was any creature that was similar to a werewolf, but was specific to Latin American culture. And I learned about the lobizome. The female version is called the lobanil. The lobanil usually transforms as soon as it becomes Friday at midnight while standing at a crossroads. After transforming, she becomes incredibly bloodthirsty and pretty much kills any living thing she can get her teeth into. Also, there were a few sites that mentioned them having a preference for unbaptized babies. The main difference I noted between the lobizome and the traditional werewolf is that the lobizome doesn't necessarily turn into wolves or wolf-like creatures. It seemed like they were more hybrids of various animals. The most common one I saw mentioned was a hybrid between a wolf or dog and a pig. It was also said that the more animals were part of the hybrid transformation, the more powerful the lobanil was. As for the human form, they're said to be rather pale, thin, and sickly, with very noticeable dark circles under their eyes. As you can see, I kinda drew her in this weird mode of her face being half transformed. I wanted to draw her Fright Song outfit, but I also wanted to include some aspect of the actual werewolf in there. So I actually kinda ripped off Lavender Tong's version of Claudine Wolf that she drew about a year ago. I thought it would fit well, especially since Dani's outfit is very Claudine-esque. Like, am I the only one who thought that when I first saw the video? especially since she was named as the werewolf too. I was like, oh, is she supposed to be like a Gen Z version of Claudine? Because the black jacket with the fur around the neck, you know, it just seemed really similar to me. Anyway, here's the finished drawing. If you would have gone about it differently, let me know. Like, do you think I should have just gone full in and drawn her in just straight beast mode, or what? The next member is Yoonchae, and she is the Jangsangbom. The Jangsangbom is pretty interesting because it's actually a fairly modern thing. It was first noted in 2010 when someone reported seeing a strange creature on the Jangsang mountain in Busan. Some believe it to just be a real animal that's super rare and possibly going extinct, as it's allegedly been sighted several times since. Others have ushered it into this urban legend status and believe it to have some form of spiritual significance. The Jangsangbom is described as an animal that is slightly larger than a man and completely covered in white hair that is so long that it completely obscures its face. Many illustrations and descriptions compare its likeness to that of a sloth. Others depict it as an abnormal white lion or tiger. For my drawing, I definitely leaned more into the tiger interpretation, and I think the costume designers for the Fright Song video did that as well. The most interesting trait about this creature, in my opinion, is the sound that it makes. The roar of the Jangsangbom is said to be similar to the sound of nails scratching a chalkboard, or something hard scraping against iron. Rumors say that one of the abilities of the Jangsangbom is that it can mimic the voices of people and other animals. This ability is used to lure unsuspecting people near so they can devour them. I kinda wish I knew about this while I was still living in Korea. I would have kept my eyes peeled in case I saw one in the distance or something. Megan is the Hulijing, which is a fox spirit from Chinese mythology. Apparently, it was also sometimes used in more modern times as an insult toward women who seduce men that are already married or in committed relationships. Yeah, that's interesting. Hulijing are often young, beautiful women. And while most stories depict them as being evil or cunning, there are a few who portray them in a softer, more humane light, particularly stories that involve them falling in love with a human man. The most common depiction of the Hulijing shows her with 9 tails. However, it is a common belief that 9 tails is just the maximum number of tails that they can acquire, and that they start off with just 1, gaining a new tail every couple of centuries. So, if a Hulijing has 9 tails, I guess that means she's really old. So, since Megan is young, very young actually, sometimes I forget she's just a teenage adult. Anyway, yeah, since she's still young, I gave her only 3 tails. I was going to give her just 1 at first since she hasn't crossed that first 200-year milestone, but I wanted to give her more than just 1 tail because I thought that would be cooler. Yeah, honestly, I really did not like how this one came out, and I can't even tell you why. I just don't. But hey, you're not gonna like every single thing you draw, so it is what it is. Last but certainly not least is Manon, who in the Fright Song video was given the generic label of sea monster. Once more, I decided to check to see if there was maybe some kind of sea monster that was relevant to Manon's cultural background, and I came across the Mame Wata of Ghana. The Mame Wata is a water spirit. She's believed to be a beautiful goddess-like woman with long hair and fish-like lower body resembling a mermaid. Her hair is said to be her favorite feature, and she'll sometimes leave her underwater mansion and visit the surface to comb out her hair with her favorite golden comb. There are several beliefs regarding how she interacts with humans, but the most common one seems to be that if she takes a liking to you, she will give you riches in exchange for loyalty to her. However, if you betray her pact, she will become full of rage, take away all your wealth, and inflict you with either physical or mental illness of an extreme degree. Crazy. Apparently, the best offering to give to catch her attention is a mirror, because she's so beautiful, and she knows she's beautiful. Actually, she's been described as being very vain, and that one of the few ways to get her attention is not to invite her to gaze upon her followers, but to invite her to gaze upon herself. Well, that's all for this video. Leave a comment if you like these designs, or if you didn't like them. Or, ooh, actually, if anyone is from any of these countries and is more familiar with the lore behind these creatures, please tell me more about them below, because I know that, like, Googling these things is not the same as actually living in the culture that has these stories. I feel like when you live in the regions and you hear more about the lore while living in those cultures, it's a lot more in-depth than whatever you can find on the internet, you know? So yeah, comment below if you're from the Philippines and know more about the Manananggal stories. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Also, if you like bunnies or stickers or cute stickers of bunnies, check out my online store. The link is in the description. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one.